Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Warhammer 40k Let's Play. So, it's been a little while since the end of the last episode. I've just been trying to get some work done around the base. You can see that this area is coming along nicely. It's actually doored off now, so this is, for the most part, an interior space. There just is a couple of areas that need to be roofed off still. But otherwise, this is an interior, and it won't be long before we can actually break through these little walls here and connect it to the rest of the base. Obviously we'll need to floor it off and light it too, but that is a whole other project. Up here things are going nicely too. These bedrooms are sort of complete. We just need to fill them in still. We're waiting for lights, floors, and furniture, but otherwise stuff's moving. Clinton's digging into that adamantium, there we go, as well, but that takes forever. And Zima is making us an Exodus sniper rifle. So the reason I decided to cut back here to begin this episode is because there is only 2 days left for us to recover this orbital beam targeter. So we're going to want to go do that. That is a very, very powerful weapon, even though it is only a single use. And so we don't want to let it go to waste. So what we're going to do is, unfortunately, Zima is going to have to take a break from her project. And a few other people are going to have to stop what they're doing as well, because we need to go over to the APC, get people loaded up, and then go ahead and leave on another mission. So let's get everybody sort of marching in that general direction. Zerena. We're going to bring Zerena. Trying to bring the same group consistently, that way anything other people are starting, they can generally finish. Obviously, with Zima, we're kind of breaking that rule, but I can't really help that she already started another project, so it is what it is. But let's get everybody over there. Before I put anyone in the APC, I'm going to get everybody in this area, and we're going to be doing a lot of enter, pause, because that's the only way I can seem to make this work consistently. But it does work when I do it, and it looks like our research is almost done too. Right, the rogue trader. I was able to unload, I think, all of our Eldar weapons. Yeah, I was able to get rid of a lot of stuff. I actually just moved in order to do it. I took the orbital trade beacon and just dropped it in the middle of the stockpile, and I was able to get rid of all of the Eldar stuff that way. Unfortunately, they weren't willing to buy the orc stuff. I'm not really sure why. But we did get a nice little bit of silver for it, and I forget what else. I think basically everything I think you're seeing around here that's a raw resource is what we got. So adamantium, promethium, ceramite, stuff like that. Anyways, let's keep things moving. We're waiting on Zima and Bragg at this point. Where are you, Bragg? You're hauling all the way across the base. Oh, Zima's here. Why did I say Zima? I meant Graith. Graith's on her way as well. Looks like she'll be last. Yeah, Bragg's heading on out. But we should be able to make it to our destination in time. It's 2 days before it ends, or probably a little less than that now. But the journey is supposed to only take us, I want to say like 0.6, 0.7 days. So, whoops, did not mean to do that. Okay, load him up again. Load Bragg. There we go. Okay, load Zima. There we go. Load Remy. Load Zerena. And load Graith. Okay, so they're in. We have to pause before anybody tries to bail out. We'll go to the world map and we'll go ahead and set up our caravan. So it's going to be the APC. That's all we need to bring. And a bit of food. So let's see. I need you out of the way. Let's clear this stuff out. I cannot see anything. Did I forget to... Yeah, I forgot to actually click the APC, didn't I? Right. So, Pemmican. 1.7 days. We should probably bring a little bit more than that. So let's see. If we bring the extra 60 there, what does that give us? 2.1. I'd like to go maybe a little bit more than that, just to be safe. You know what? No, that'll be fine. Because we're looking at less than 2 days round trip. And if we end up in a fight there, we'll be able to recover a bit more food. If not, then it should be just a matter of pick up the item and go, so we don't need to waste any more time. And, you know, if they go hungry for a full day, that's not that big a deal. So I think this will be okay. We are going to bring just a little bit of medicine, as always, in case, you know, somebody gets wounded and gets an infection. That way we can treat it in the field. But otherwise, we'll just get them back to base and worry about treating them there. So we'll put 5 in here. And finally, we need to grab a bit of chem fuel, because we do not want to run out of fuel on the way there or back, obviously. Where is the chem fuel? Might have gone too far. Yeah, let's go back up. I think it was in this general area. There it is. Okay, we've got 316. I'm going to bring a full extra tank, which I believe is 200. And of course, if we don't use it, then we just bring it right back. Okay. Now we want to be leaving to the northwest, if that's an option. There we go. And go ahead and accept. 2.1 days of food. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll be out to the northwest as soon as they're done, and then we'll be heading here, which is 2 days. That's probably not super accurate. I think that's more of an estimate, but we'll probably be fine either way. Okay, APC is going to go do its thing. So yeah, we've got about 1.5 tanks worth of fuel, which should be fine. A little bit more than that even. Oh, a Psychic Soothe. Nice. Very nice. Oh, I forgot to get Speedy a new name. Whoops. We'll name him in the next episode then. And how are we doing up here? We're cutting. We're not cutting. Whatever. I think this is new. I don't know if this was here last episode, but we have an electric smelter there now. There's a stockpile here where we're bringing steel slag. This is set to critical. The one outside is set to normal. Okay, caravan is ready. Perfect. Let's click on this then, and we will send it here. Attack item stash. So yeah, 0.6 days. They'll make it with plenty of time to spare. I believe the return trip is actually faster, because I think they're going downstream, but I could be wrong. Actually, we can plan it, can't we? So if you went there, and then if you went back, 1.1. Yeah, that's probably about 0.5 on the way back, if assuming that's exactly 0.6 there. So yeah, a little bit quicker, but about a full day round trip. But anyways, the stockpile out here is set to normal priority, and the stockpile in here is set to critical, so any overflow will end up there, but for the most part the slag should be ending up here where Inga is smelting it. Now I've also gone into the mod options and adjusted this, or sorry, not this, the prison labor mod, and I've allowed a lot more jobs to be done by the prisoners, so we should see somebody start making components. If we don't, then I might have to play with it a little bit more. But they are supposed to be able to at this point. So it's just a matter of getting somebody to actually do it. And we'll see how that goes. But I really do want the prisoners making components for us. And I started to move the future prisoner uniforms in here as well. I don't know if I'm going to try to repair them first. But the idea is any prisoners that we deem to be like permanent prisoners, the people that we're not going to try to recruit, we're going to give them a synthread shirt and some synthread pants to kind of mark them as inmates. Okay, so our research is finally done. The Imperial Apothecary stuff is finished, so we can make, you know, Imperial med kits and things like that. Let's make sure that we have a new research queued up. I believe that we did. I think it was another Imperial thing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we queued up the tier 1 augments, which is one of the steps toward Space Marines. There are several. We need all 3 tiers of augments, and we need the Astartes pattern power armor. We'll probably need like bolt guns as well. Actually, we already have bolters, so we could just give them one of the bolters we've already researched. I think this is just a better version of it. I'm not sure though. It doesn't actually have a image indicating a new weapon, so I don't know exactly what that does. Crusade pattern bolter. So I think it's just an earlier, technically an earlier version, but in 40k that generally means better. And looks like Dusty's bringing us some more slag to smelt. Again, I don't know why nobody's using this. Let's look at our job thing here. We do have somebody set to crafting 1. That might be the problem. The other problem is I don't know if... Okay, you, I think, meet the minimum. You definitely do. So, Sierra, I'm going to set you to smithing 1. I think that's the issue. And we're going to set her to crafting 2. And this requires, I think, a minimum of 8. Yeah. Okay. So, Sierra should prioritize working on that now, because I believe that counts as smithing. The issue is whether or not he's actually going to do it. He should, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. Gonna go rest. Well, we might have to wait until tomorrow, but hopefully we can get him doing that, because that is something I definitely want them doing pretty much all the time. And by having only one person set to it, it should make things go a little bit faster, because with projects like that, generally what happens is if you have multiple people that can use the bench, somebody will start a project, and then because multiple people can't work on the same component, if somebody else comes in, they'll move his aside, they'll start their own, and then they kind of get in each other's way. This way, he's going to be the only one starting projects there. Nobody will be interrupting his projects, and we should see them finish a little bit faster. Hopefully. May not, but I think it'll work out just fine for us. And Veria's working her way down here. That's great. I'm going to queue up a bit more of steel gratings here. Still need to mine that one out. Still need to mine a lot of this out, honestly. But I was trying to get this done because I wanted to fill in this wall here. And also we need the adamantium. So it's going to get rid of all that and then just bring this wall down to meet this here. But I'm going to try to do it from the inside out. That way we never actually expose the interior of the base to the outside. So I don't want to interrupt his work too much, but I'm probably going to go ahead and... I don't know why I was bothering with that. We'll just do build copy like this. I'll leave a little bit of room for him to work, but as soon as he starts getting toward that outer edge, I'm going to go ahead and fill this in, and then he can start coming around, and I'll just kind of add to the outside. And also, I need to make sure that this is... Okay, good. It's all being roofed off if it's not covered by a mountain or anything. Good, good, good. So this is considered indoors now. That's perfect. Which means we actually could connect it to the main base now if we wanted to. I think I'm going to wait a little bit longer. How are we doing on power? I think I'd like to add a little bit more power to the grid first. Do I have enough components? Yeah, we've got a good amount of components still, even after building those doors. I think I'd like to add another geothermal generator. The question is which one. I'll probably do this one. I think that'll be the easiest one to connect. So what we need to do is we need to run conduits all along this fence. And then a little bit further out than that, honestly. But we'll slap down a geothermal generator here. We'll connect that. We'll just do it nice and easy like this. Actually, I think I'd rather run it like that, maybe. It really doesn't matter, but I don't know why I like that better, but I do. And make sure that stays there. So that'll get built. That should add a nice boost to our power grid. Then what I'll do is I'm going to kick these back on. They're turned off right now, but they are all connected. We'll let this temperature equalize a little bit first, and then we'll mine this out. That way we're not going to ruin the temperature in here, although it's actually not that big a difference. But it'll It'll be better that way, I feel like. And it's not like there's any rush for us to connect this. We don't actively need that area yet. Although, having the extra bedrooms will be handy. But we already have some up here. Alright, so we just had an escape pod trigger. Let's jump to the location and see what's happening here. Okay, so we have a female paramedic. 32 years old, but chronologically she is almost 500. She's a decent doctor. Not great at anything else though, so she's psychically sensitive, naturally upbeat, and a brawler. Do I need another character? Like, what would your job be when you're not treating people? That's the question. You can't mine, so I couldn't just capture you and throw you in the prison. You wouldn't be able to do much for me. She could help with research, but she doesn't really enjoy it. She's just not that good a character, to be honest. I mean, she's not terrible. I wonder, like, you are at least more versatile. She's basically a worse cash-in. I guess I could just make you a janitor. And then whenever people get hurt, she can come do medicine. And she can help out with the plants, too. She's not awful at that. I guess we'll rescue her. We'll rescue her and try to put her to use, but I don't know. I'm worried she's going to be dead weight. Skinner, I appreciate you doing that, but could you run over here and... Actually, how bad is she, first of all? Yikes. Looks like all that will heal, though. Assuming she doesn't die from it or the infection. Or the possible infection. But she's not missing any limbs or anything, so that's a good start. Yeah, Skinner, see about rescuing her. And we'll see what she decides to do. If I do it this way, she may not actually join us. Although typically what happens with these events is, assuming you rescue them and treat them, whenever they recover and get up, they generally join you automatically. But it's possible that she'll just get up and walk away and go back to her faction. Which I think for her is probably just spacer. She has a... Wait, you're Citra's wife? Is the same Citra we're talking about? I'm pretty sure, because that was her original name. Oh, I was clicked on Skinner. What the hell am I thinking? Yeah, I was trying to select the character there. The new character, that is. But yeah, I forgot that Skinner and Citra were married, and I was like, wait, this chick's married to Citra? How did I not know that? It's late. Anyway. Oh, looks like we've arrived at our destination as well. Okay, so pause, please. And let's click here. What are we looking at? Oh, Tau. Okay, I don't know that we've seen a whole lot of Tau. I know we've fought at least one Tau individually, but I don't know that we've faced several of them. Oh, you can actually see some here. They're just like blue, bald. Well, in this case, they're more purple, but they just look like humans, really. So they've made a poor choice here. We could probably destroy this generator without exposing ourselves to a whole lot of fire. And unless there's a battery in this building or that building, that should down their turrets. We'll see about that. Anyway, if you guys would go ahead and unload, we'll go ahead and get this mission started. Okay. I think at the very least we want to be set up here. That should give us some decent protection. I'm going to slow things down a bit so they don't get out of hand. And I wish we could see what their weapon range is. What is ours? Okay, so from there you can engage that. In that case, Zima, assuming that you have similar range... Yeah, if you're right here, you should be able to hit that thing. Graith, I'm going to put you right behind her. Remy, let's get you there, maybe. I'm going to put you here with Bragg behind you there and Zarena there. and we'll just start engaging right away. Okay, there's one down. That's 2 down. 3? Can we get 3? 4? Didn't even need to shoot out the thing yet. Alright, so it looks like they're trying to get away at this point. Yeah. So Zima, I need you to target this. Graith, I need you to target him. Bragg. We'll see where that guy goes, but I might need you running over there to fire as well. Why don't you run to there? Zarena, you go to here. And Remy, you can just kind of hang out. Remy got hit though, didn't he? Yeah, took a couple... Whoa. Chest top. Yikes. The Tau shot him up pretty good. We'll have to do something about that. I don't know what this is affecting, to be honest. Nothing is set to none, so I'm not sure what exactly that affects. That guy's... Oh, there's actually a couple down there. Okay, we've defeated all enemies. Well, other than the ones actively running away, obviously. But destroying that took out the turret. Okay, Bragg dropped that one. Why don't you two run down to here and see what you can do about those guys. Remy, come over here. If there's a bed, you should probably go hop in it. Grace, come over here. And Zima, come over here. You were the only one that got hit, and I don't know how they did that much damage to you through carapace armor, but fine. We don't actually need to attack these now that we've won. We can just claim them. Okay, so those are ours now. Zima, check that one. Graith, check this one. Alright, we got a living area there. Graith, come around here and check this out. And that guy's going to go away. Bragg, do me a favor and just start firing. Zarena, get next to him, and then you'll do the same. Let's see. There's our targeter. Perfect. And then Zima, just hang out there for now, I guess. As soon as we find a bed, I'll have you treat Remy. Meanwhile, there is a lot of stuff we need to take care of while we're here. First thing I like to do is deconstruct all these sandbags for steel. Not that we necessarily need the steel, but if we need to craft anything before we leave, this is a good way to do it. And then, since there's no doors on this side, what I'll do is I will create a stockpile. Like so. And then we'll build a roof off of it like that. And if we zoom out like this, we can unforbid all their meals. Let's actually try to get all of them. Okay, package survival meals. We'll do the same thing there. Don't really care about their corpses, to be honest, but all of their weapons are valuable, so we're going to want to take those. We cannot loot the armor off of them. If you guys aren't familiar with how this mod works, the enemies from the 40k factions are essentially animals, and so the armor they're wearing is actually their bodies. You can't take it off. Did we get everything else? That one. But yeah, we can grab the weapons and we can sell them for silver. So we'll do that. We could use them, but that's heresy, so we're not going to do that. I think we're good. Okay. Everybody, you know what to do at this point. Zima, come down here. Okay. I guess the beds are in this place here then. Oh, I need to actually claim that as well. Okay. Ready, go. Wow. What the hell? In that case, furniture, bed. I guess we're making some steel beds. We'll do them in here. 2, 3. I could fit a few more in there. I'll probably just get rid of these. Deconstruct those. Give me some steel beds in here as well. Okay, you're gonna build that roof. Remy, you're not in any immediate danger, right? No, you're not. Alright, well, when we can, we'll get you treated, but for now, let's get these beds down. Because if we're gonna harvest all this stuff, it might take us a night. Alright guys, so checking in on the main base, it looks like Sierra is making components for us now, so this is working perfectly. I'm glad to see that. Remy still needs treatment. We're getting there. We're working on these beds first. And I decided to forego 2 beds in here, and I just turned it into a double bed, because that way, it's the same amount of materials, but then Zima and Bragg can actually share a bed. And actually, I could have done the same for Remy and Zarena. I didn't think about that. I've also gotten rid of that table because it was made out of adamantium, which is a valuable commodity. We'll claim this and just move it over there for now. And let's see. Let's reinstall you over there. And we'll reinstall you. What the hell is this? I don't know where that chair came from, but we'll move that one there. Okay. So they're finally starting to haul stuff into that. That's perfect. This should make its way over there as well. Oh, visitors. They're, I'll ensure their safety. Okay, so we have visitors from the Addiston League. Let's see what they have that they're willing to trade. These are the non-heretic, non-trader, non-like chaos affiliated or Xenos affiliated faction. So the closest thing to Imperial humans that we're ever going to meet. We're going to see what they're willing to trade. We'll try to be the best hosts we can. To that end, since they're actually guests, we need to make sure that we mark them to be entertained. Otherwise, this is not going to go particularly well. If we wanted to, we could try to recruit some of them out from under their faction. But that probably wouldn't go over very well for us. Again, these are the closest thing we have to allies. I'm not going to cross them unless there's a really good reason to. Stealing one of their characters isn't a great reason. We have enough of our own. Okay. I'm actually going to deconstruct this turret as well because I believe it will yield me some components. We'll see about that. We did get a bit of componentry from the solar panel we blew up. I should probably mine some of this ceramite as well. Ceramite is one of the things holding us back from making more armors right now. I believe this takes... yeah, the Promethium takes way too long to mine, so we're not going to bother with that. As much as I'd like to. It just takes forever. We will take this machinery, compacted machinery back with us, because components are always nice. And I think that's good. This is all steel here, so if we want to, we can deconstruct that for more steel. I don't think that's necessary, though. There's a bit of like limestone and stuff all over this area too, but we've already got a ton of limestone blocks, so I don't think we need to worry about bringing more back with us. Let's see, Zima, what are you doing right now? Could you maybe tend to Remy first? I'm worried about this. I think he'll be fine, because it looks like despite his injuries, none of this is like really, really bad. But chest top destroyed doesn't sound good at all. Anytime something is completely destroyed in this game is generally very bad. But I'm not sure what that particular body part counts toward or for. Let's see. Where are these clowns? Did you get treated, by the way? Oh, you got treated with the good stuff. Or at least you got herbal medicine, whatever. I'm okay with that because those actually had a fairly high chance of infection given how bad they were. So in this case I don't really mind using medicine, all of those, but in general for like bumps and scrapes it's not worth it. It's just a waste of resources. Maybe move that chair. That just seems like a really bad place for a chair. Or just get rid of it. How about that? Yeah, actually, if this is all wooden, we should probably tear it down and bring it back with us, because we could use extra wood. Wood's not easy to come by in the desert, obviously. We have a tree farm, but it's pretty slow going with that. Alright, so I'm going to have Murgo try to go trade with their leader. I believe she's the best trader we have right now. Generally, this is Remy's job, but Remy's not here, so we're going to let Murgo do it. And I'm just curious to see what they have. I imagine it's not much, but it is worth it at least checking, because I've mentioned this before, but there are turrets that we want to upgrade to that are similar to the M2 Brownings that we're using, but they are better. They're like chain guns and auto cannons and things like that. Come on. I guess I could just do this. There's not that many of them. But yeah, there's things we can upgrade to, but they are not craftable. You can only get them via merchants or whatever, or cargo pods if you're really, really lucky. Like, insanely lucky. But I'm not that lucky, so I'm not going to count on that. Let's see. They're willing to buy a lot of our, like, old weaponry. I might be willing to sell them. Actually, they'll buy a lot of the orc stuff, too. Maybe I'll sell them the orc stuff. What do you have for sale? A hat, a duster, recurve bow, and you have a few components. I'll take all the components you have. I mean, that seems like a lot, but you know what? I'm down to get rid of some silver here, even if it's not a great exchange rate, just because with the amount of wealth we accumulate from these raids, it actually becomes a bit dangerous. I'm going to get rid of all this too. The shotgun can probably stay, but some of this stuff, I'll keep that bolt action rifle too. Minigun's going to go. I'll keep the Molotovs, the EMPs, the frags, galvanic rifle. Let's just sell the stub carbine because that'll pretty much cover the cost there. And that puts us back in the negative. We'll try to get about 100 more just to, you know, maximize what they have available. And to do that, maybe I'll get rid of some of this. These are all considered dead man's clothes, but if we're putting them on prisoners, it really makes no difference. Those aren't blue. That's not blue. Okay, we're getting close. That is going to put us over, actually. I don't remember where I got a bowler hat from, but sure, get rid of that too. And these are a bit too much, actually. Although it is tempting to just sell one of those. Huh, it's not going to take much. Is that going to put us over? Or is that exact? I doubt it's exact, but we'll do that. We're not going to need any jackets around here, so that gives us all of their silver. It unloads some of our clothing. I'd love to unload these as well, but I want to at least get something for them. Unfortunately, these guys have virtually nothing to trade, so we'll get all their survival meals, all their components, all their medicine that they have, which isn't much, in exchange for a lot of our older tech weaponry and a bit of dead man's clothes, or just clothes that we don't plan on using. And I think that'll work. Cool. Very cool. Alright, back to here. Looks like everybody's just digging at the Ceramite at this point, other than Graith, who is hauling stuff. In fact, since we have a table, Graith, why don't you, or it doesn't matter who, but let's start deconstructing these tables. In fact, we'll do all these chairs as well. Get all the wood that we can. And we'll leave, whoops, we'll leave 2 chairs so that they can sit and eat. And then before we leave, we'll make sure we grab those. We've gotten most of the Tau weaponry moved into this stockpile here. I decided to go ahead and start throwing the corpses in here. And if it looks like we might be able to get them back to base before they spoil, maybe we'll try to turn them into kibble or something. But if they look like they're just going to rot, then there's no point. We'll just leave them here. We are going to try to get as much of this ceramite and as much of the components on this map as possible before we leave, so that might take us a little while. We have plenty of time, though, before our next mission is required. So this prisoner camp, 6 days away, or 6 days before it's gone, so it should only take us a little less than a full day to get back. Gives us a couple days to sit here, move to here, drop everything off, and then head out to deal with that. Once this prisoner camp has been dealt with, then we'll look at the neurotrainer item stash. Following the neurotrainer item stash, we'll go after one of these Darkbanger outposts, unless of course something else more pressing pops up, which is entirely possible. There's also this item stash way out here, but I think that's going to be too far, and it's just more neurotrainers. We already have a few in our stockpiles that we haven't used yet, and then this is obviously even more, so I don't think that's necessary, especially given the distance we'd have to go. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.